I recommend.
Effing birds. We're on Facebook Live. We're recording. We're talking about effing birds. If you don't follow them on Twitter, do. If you like a little saucy humor, like I do. You staying on, Amanda, to give some recs, or you heading out? Okay. Bye. We've got the 4 squares. Where's our buddy Tom Benton? I don't know. Oh, well, he's going to miss out. He's missing out today. Did everybody have a good weekend?
Yeah.
It was
I was gonna say fantastic.
Yeah.
It wasn't fantastic. It was
I know, that's how I was too. It's just like we had actually, oh, okay, wait. We actually had house guests this weekend, which is like, that's very time consuming. Love them. I spent the day at Disneyland on Thursday. Yeah, Gabe, big eyes.
Wow.
Because it's like, because they are so not doing anything. Okay, they don't have the tram running because they're trying to be social distance correct, right? So you got to walk a quarter mile from the building.
How many steps did you do at Disneyland, Joy?
20,000. 20,000.
Holy cow.
I barely made it upstairs and like collapsed into bed.
20,000 is a lot.
I know. I was a little tired because I don't exercise. This is pretty much what I do all day. I sit in this chair. But so inside, there's no social distancing. You're on the rides, you're on lines, you're just like, it was like, oh my God. But they don't do the tram. I'm like,
tram.
Get the tram going. Speaking of effing birds, get the effing tram going. Anyways, I digress. So yeah, my weekend was actually better than, when I said it was a good weekend. We had guests, so that was fun. All right. I think the order is going to go Andrea, Gabe, and Shannon. So Andrea, again, Gabe, I put the thing on so you can share your screen, so we're all set. So Andrea, start us off.
Okay, we're going to talk about an exciting tartan noir, another tartan noir for you guys.
Ooh.
This is The Dark Remains, a Laidlaw investigation. This was started by William McIlvanney and completed by Ian Rankin as Mr. McIlvanney has passed to the other side and is no longer with us. So this is what Ian Rankin said about taking over and finishing this novel. Who this guy has basically, McIlvanney has, just influenced everybody and inspired all of the tartan noir folks. So all of the Scottish mystery and thriller writers. It was important to me that the book be Willie's, his voice, his city, his characters. If you can see me at any point, then I have failed. So that was pretty daunting. And he definitely did not fail. It is very seamless and it has the feel and characteristics of a McIlvanney novel. And it's just terrific. The book came out on September 7th and Warwick's has stock. It is 27 hardcover, and this is the World Noir imprint from Europa, our great, literature in world literature and a lot of literature in translation. Of course, this does have a brogue, but it is in English.
Okay.
And
has a brogue.
Yeah, it has a brogue because this is a brogue. And I just think this is it's working on so many different levels, and we're just happy to be publishing this book and getting it out there for Europa and their World Noir imprint, and yet another thriller to take you through to the holidays. So
always need a good thriller.
Yep.
All right. Okay, Gabe, what do you got?
I got a blockbuster for you. I love the McIlvanney books.
I think I sent Deborah a advanced copy of that. If I didn't, I'll get you guys a finished.
Oh, I think I would have remembered that because I've actually been reading. I just got turned on to him real recently, so I just started reading the first couple. Strange Loyalty is the last one I read. But Ian Rankin's good. I have my shelf by my bed now is Europa world
Andrea's
noir,
titles.
that world noir list.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love it.
Some good stuff. The Vanderbilt by Anderson Cooper, The Rise and Fall of an American Dynasty, along with Catherine Howe, who's a novelist. So basically, his mama is Gloria Vanderbilt of the Vanderbilts. And he's written a number of things. He's written his memoir. He's written a previous book, which is kind of a love letter to his mom, which was really garnered some really, really good reviews. Now he's just going to this big, fat, sweeping epic of a family memoir, family biography is what it is. So he takes us back from the origins of the generation preceding the wealth, and we see it grow, and we see them into the 21st century. Really well drawn. I mean, he's got a great list of characters to draw from. Great period in history. I mean, a really fertile period of history. The Gilded Age through, the space age and into the 21st century. So it is, I think, not only a good look at the Vanderbilt family and the dynasty, but also a good look at American history through, 100 plus years or so, 140 years, 100 whatever years that it spans. Really well written. And I think, Anderson's a very capable writer. He brought Catherine Howe to, I think, give the book a little pace. And it's just, you're just reading and turning pages, which is what we do. So I think it's a lot of fun. You got a really cool package on the cover. I always like these, marvel at the genius of the packagers, but we're really excited. Goes on sale tomorrow. So look for it at Warwick's, and I think we have some signed copies available.
Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah.
That cover on the photo, or that photo on the cover is great. I love it.
I know. It's a really good cover. And I love the dynasty turn of the century stuff. I think that was a really interesting time in how people got their money. And, it's a really interesting time in our history. And Anderson, who doesn't love Anderson Cooper?
I
do.
Who doesn't like AC, but and he's not first feet on the ground anymore. He's more in the I haven't seen him landing on Haiti or anybody's shores anymore like he used to.
Yeah, huh? I have to think about that. Okay, Shannon, what do you have for us?
He's got a kid now, so
right.
He's staying at home.
Yeah.
It's like you got to think about what kind of risks you're taking when you
got a toddler. He has to think about his dynasty.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, Shannon, what do you got?
All right. I'm going to talk about The Inheritance of Arcadia Davina. This is Zoraida Cordova's debut adult novel. She has previously written a lot of YA, a lot of best-selling YA, but this is her debut on the adult list. And it was September Indie Next Pick, and it is our top shelf, which is like the September Simon & Schuster's sales team across all indie and big box and all the sales force votes on one book per season, and this was the pick. So this is kind of a family saga, magical realism. I don't know if you had a chance to read it, Julie, but it feels very Isabellian Day, Alice Hoffman. So I know that there are a lot of Warwick fans of those two writers, and those both. She gives off both of those vibes. So it starts off, and Arcadia has sent invitations to her grandchildren and children delivered via bird to witness her death. And her family comes from all over the country and gathers around her. And it's this family saga of where she came from. She came from Ecuador and then landed in her immigration to Four Rivers, which is this nowhere place in the middle of nowhere, USA. You don't really know, that you can only get to by gravel roads, and no one's ever questioned the kind of magical things that always happen. So I love these family sagas that that weave different voices together, and it takes place in the present and in the past, and it's just really beautifully told. And so there's a lot of fans on our team, and I'm one of them. So that's The Inheritance of Arcadia Davina.
It
And
sounds
September 7th.
okay, so it's already at the store then. Okay,
Yeah,
it
in
is
the
on my
stores.
list. It reminds me, your description reminds me a little bit about Luis Alberto Urrea too. It
Yes.
sounds a little bit, and we have tons of fans at the store for that too. So it sounds like it's got that kind of a vibe as well as the other two that you mentioned. Ooh, can't wait. Okay, I'm going to show everybody. Let's see if I can find it. If I can do this without being a complete novice like I am at some things, and this is one of them sometimes. I want to share with everybody the National Book Foundation Book Award that the list came out last week, because we have talked about almost all of these books here on Tea Time, and they are all fantastic. And it's such a good list. I mean, sometimes the award lists, I don't know how you guys feel, but sometimes the award lists are like, where did that one come from? This is a fantastic list, and you cannot go wrong with any one of these titles, I don't think, if you haven't already read them. When I saw that Abundance, I've been an advocate of Abundance since like before it even came out, and it was on there too. And I was like, good for him. Because some of the other names on here, I mean, there's some debuts, but some of the other names are pretty big names that are on here. And so it's always fun to see a debut get this kind of recognition too. So Amanda's going to share this link, I think, and then also we'll put it in the e-blast tomorrow with some of those titles. But that's a really good list. I was really excited. So, and then they have the poetry list and they have all the other ones. So anyways, National Book Award, I don't know how you guys feel, but National Book Award to me, like, I think Let the Great World Spin, some of my favorite, that's one of my favorite awards that they give out. Some of the other ones I sometimes question a bit, but I think National Book Award, they usually do a pretty good job of what they pick. So that's my 2 cents. Andrea, next pick.
Thanks, Julie. I'm going to talk about a new book from a former National Book Award finalist. This is The Wrong End of the Telescope by Robbie Almaden. It's a $27 hardcover from Grove Press. And he was up for the National Book Award and the National Book Critics Award, Circle Award, for the book An Unnecessary Woman. Excuse me, a little tongue-tied. And this one is just definitely written and brilliant weaving of stories, really, about an Arab American trans woman and her journey through Syria. No, I'm sorry. Her journey. God, I am really out of it today.
That's okay.
The rabbit brush. The rabbit brush is flowing up here in the Eastern Sierra, and my head like just is pounding with it. It's terrible. Anyway, so so it's an Arab American woman's journey with Syrian refugees on the Isle of Lesbos. So I mean, that there's a lot going on there, and it's just the early word from all of Almaden's huge fans is this is his best work ever, and we all agree in-house about that. It's unbelievable, really, how he has this ability to weave several storylines very subtly, through a novel, while really showcasing his showcasing his main character, his protagonist.
There you go. That's the word.
Yeah,
I wasn't even able to come up with it. I was like, I know what she's trying to say, but I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
you know what? I'm gonna read a quote from Eileen Miles, since like hopefully I'm not gonna mess that too much up. But somebody else is gonna have to speak for this like really amazing novel. The wrong end of the telescope is the best kind of prose. Lines break out like poetry, and the story muscles on, telling. The setting is real history, which I'm hungry for, and Robbie Almaden queers it handsomely with all kinds of love and a feeling that existence is pure experience, not language at all. And the shape of this book, right up to the end, is a becoming. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
So that's from Eileen Miles, the great American poet and now memoirist. And I just think that this has a lot going for it. And I have no doubts that this is going to be up for awards next year. As it's a little bit too late in the game this year.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. And there is stock at our Wix. And thanks for listening to me. Thanks for like soldiering on with me and holding my hand.
We are with you all the way. And I
Thanks
mean,
for holding my hand.
And I didn't lie. He's a former National Book Award fighter, so it's like that.
Yeah.
National Book Award. They highlight some pretty good people.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, they got it going on. I really like their sensibility.
Me too.
So,
all right, Gabe, what you got next?
I have a house favorite, Wiley Cash,
Mm-hmm.
who we just love at Harper. Wiley is a really strong storyteller and a really, really terrific writer. This is his fourth book with us. We've Land More Kind Than Home was one of those books that when it published, it was right when the economy was shifting the last time in like 2009, 2009, 2010, thereabouts. And everybody was like, what's going on? What's going to happen to independent bookstores?
Right.
And I think publishers, books came along like Ben Fountain and Long Halftime Walk of Billy Lynn, and which we published, which won the NBCC, and Wiley's book, Land More Kind Than Home, and Jess Walter's book, Beautiful Ruins, hit books that were independent bookstore books that, you know, really would not have done anything going into the chain. So he's kind of one of these guys that brought life back to books in bookstores, and a really great storyteller. That Land More Kind Than Home is an amazing novel, very Southern. And this novel is a little bit of a departure. He's moved around a little bit. His last novel, The Last Ballad, took on labor issues in the South, earlier part of the 20th century. So he really character-driven book. And this book is a little bit different than that. You can see it got a book list starred review. Ken Wilson gave it a great blurb, and Lily King, who's won a National Book Award, also gives it a great blurb. So he's a book, an author that writers read. And this book is a little bit of it's always something different, but it takes place in North Carolina. It is more of a mystery, procedural-ish kind of a thing. I think more like a Greg Iles, but still very much a Wiley Cash book. It's not this big, fat, rambling novel. It's more focused, but he does, again, very character-driven. Plane crashes in the small town, outskirts of the small town. Sheriff runs to see what goes on. Everybody runs out to see what goes on, and they find one body who's been shot, dead. No crew, no shipment, nothing scattered about. Everybody's gone, except for this one body, who's a young black man who is the son of a citizen of the town, longtime citizen of the town. And it opens up the door to this mystery and this really great character and the sheriff who, is out to solve the mystery of what happened on that end. And then Wiley, who is got a very keen social eye, focuses on the race issues that are separating the nation right now, along with all the other issues, economics and things that are happening in America. But it is very much a book about race. It is very much a book about small town and closed-mindedness. And he said, she said, along with a really terrific mystery. And Wiley's, he's a really terrific storyteller, and he takes you down the path. And it's a lot of fun to go through this mystery with Wiley Cash. So we're really excited. I think it's a little more commercial than his last novel, and I think it should find readers, men and women. Read Wiley Cash. She's somebody at my house. Deborah reads Wiley. I read Wiley. She reviewed Land More Kind Than Home. We really liked it as well. His mama sent her a very nice email. Thank you for reviewing my son's book.
No way.
I think for a self-awareness of the San Diego Tribune or somebody.
That's hilarious. I
Very
love
cute. So, Wiley's family, we really, really always look forward to the next Wiley Cash book. And I think we got a great package, very evocative of what the book is, I think. So excited that it's out today and there's signed copies available.
Excellent. Yay.
It's
And,
really
no,
amazing how versatile he is, I mean, he's just proving, like, with every book, he's just proving how much of a master he is.
He's really, really, really solid. The second book was a lot of fun. I recommend that if you like a little bit of a lighter book. It's a little bit of a caper novel, baseball, minor league baseball / caper novel. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a little bit lighter than the other 3 that he's written, but it's a lot of fun as well. So I always recommend Wiley.
Yeah, it's a good, solid recommend. Okay, Shannon, what do you got for us?
I'm going to talk to you about this gorgeous memoir called Smile, the Story of a Face. This is Sarah Ruhl. She is a Pulitzer Prize winning playwright. She is the recipient of a MacArthur Genius Grant. She's brilliant. This is her story of coming down or being afflicted with Bell's palsy after the birth of her twins. It opens and she has just delivered twins. She's already had a young child at home. And in the hospital after this birth, a nurse noticed that like the whole side of her face is drooping. And she can no longer, blink or smile, or and this condition, apparently, I didn't know much about it before, but resolves itself within a short amount of time, within a few months for most people. There's a small percent, maybe 5 or 10, I can't remember the exact number, where it doesn't. And she had this for about 10 years. So this, I don't want to say it's a medical memoir because it's so much more. It's like a meditation on motherhood and marriage and family and work. I mean, she's a genius playwright. It's her quest to find this cure and seeking advice from doctors and non-traditional forms of treatment. And some of it is really good and some of it is bad. And it's just like beautiful and affecting and funny. I just cannot recommend her writing anymore. And it's gotten rave reviews. I will say that her editor is Mary Sue Ricci, who edits Alice Hot. Julie knows who she is. Laura Dave. Like when Mary Sue says, read this book, I love it. I do, because I just feel like my tastes align with her. Like I know it's going to be good. I trust her taste implicitly. So this was, she fought and won an auction, this book. So she is a believer. I'm a believer. I just think that you cannot, there is something for everyone in it. And it's just, it's a personal story, beautifully rendered. And yeah, it comes out, and I'm talking about it now because I've been dying to talk about it. It doesn't come out until October 5th. So you can get your pre-order button now.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's one that's been on my stack to read too. It's because it reads more like the way that it's written, right? It's more of versus just it's a more page turning kind of a book, right?
It is, and you can only almost take it in chunks of like essays, if you will, like
there you go. Yeah.
Like it is not, and it's a slim package. So like for everybody that's still having that, COVID brain concentration thing that I don't know will ever go away. It works on that level too. But she's just so smart and her writing is so beautiful. And yeah, there's something for everyone.
Everybody there. Love it. And Gabe, Beth Doherty, who's on here, who always says that she goes, your book about Ghosts Come Home will end up on her list because her Halloween theme is anything that's got ghosts, witches, or devil in the title. So you won today with that one.
I'll take it.
I know. I love that.
And you'll get a good read.
Yeah, and you'll get a good read. I love that when there's like a theme that people have. Yeah, and Amanda's talking about Maxwell's Demon. That'd be a great one to put on your list. devil aspect. There's a lot of good ones, Beth. It's got witch and ghost and all kinds of things like that. So
I think Beth already read Maxwell's Demons, though.
she might have. You're right about that. I think she might have.
I think I remember that.
I think you've got a better game. You've got a better brain than I do. All right.
Well, it is my
Let's-
book, Julie, so I better be
That's-
right. I better be paying attention to
Pay attention to who's reading the book.
our dear, our dear
Our viewers, our dear viewers.
our dear
Exactly.
viewers,
All
and
right.
all their comments.
Lightning round. I bet Andrea, take it away.
I'm gonna talk about a paperback. A big paperback for the fall for us is The Lying Life of Adults by the magisterial Elena Ferrante. It's translated by the equally magisterial Anne Goldstein, who does an amazing job. This is translated from the Italian, of course. It is $18 trade paperback. It is out tomorrow. And this is from Europa. Again, I have 2 Europas today. Don't tell anybody. I want
Our
to
secret.
spread the love. I want to share the love and spread the love for all of
But
my
sometimes,
publishers, but there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on right now with Europa.
Oh.
The New York Times book review said when the hardcover came out last year, what a relief it is when an author who has written a masterpiece returns to prove the gift intact. And that's what has happened here. And of course, Ferrante is the acclaimed author of My Brilliant Friend and the entire Neapolitan series of novels. This one was named a best novel or best book of the year by the Washington Post, the Oprah magazine, Time magazine, NPR, Financial Times, New York Post, Kirkus Reviews, Harper Bazaar. People magazine says another spellbinding coming of age tale from a master, and this time the young woman coming of age is named Giovanna, and she is searching for meaning and identity in Naples, but from the 2 different kinds of Naples. One, the elevated Naples that hides behind a mask of refinement, but also trouble and tension. And that is represented by her parents, who are academics. And then the other darker and Naples of the depths, basically, that is a little bit more vulgar and in your face. And that is represented by her Aunt Vittoria, who is one of the most unforgettable, ambivalent characters in all of literature, let me tell you. Not likable, but very interesting. And if I was a psychologist, boy, would I like to do a profile on that lady. So she, Aunt Victoria and Giovanna's brother don't talk. They come from the same family, but they're from completely different worlds at this point. And Giovanna learns some secrets that her father doesn't want Giovanna to know about his past and the family. And so there is a lot of goodness there. So anyway, I do encourage you, if you haven't picked this up in hardcover, pick this up now. It's a great little stocking stuffer at $18 for your friends who like literary fiction in translation from a master writer and a master translator. So
Ferrante, anything Ferrante is good.
You
Something
can't
for
go
everybody.
wrong. Yeah, you
everybody.
can't go.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, you can't go wrong, really. And there's plenty of stock at Warwick's for you all, and I thank you again for picking up your gifts early because of supply chain.
We're not lying this year. We
Snarls.
might have fibbed a little, not even fibbed last year a little bit, because last year was a little dicey on some titles that we definitely ran out of. But this year, oh my God, I'm trying to order stuff for events and it's freaking me out.
The dissipation is real.
It's so real. It's like
It's real.
So anyway, so
So
if you
just,
see something, order it, stuff it away, then you'll have your gifts. And actually, Andrea, Sarita read Maxwell's Demon too, that watches us all the time. So she loved that too. So we've
Awesome.
got lots of
Awesome,
Maxwell's Demon
Sarita.
fans out there.
Sarita, thanks so much for your support and
know.
all of your comments. You
I
and
know.
Beth, like, keep us going.
I know, exactly. We could do
You
it just
know,
for you
fuel
two.
in
We
the
have
tank.
we have a few more people that watch us, but we'll do it just for you two too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Gabe, lightning round.
Lightning round is a kid's book called Bear is a Bear, which is so cute. And this is one of those books like this Scarecrow book we published a couple of years ago that when you see it, you're just like, it's going to be a bestseller. It's going to be everywhere. Everyone's going to love it. It's super. The art is amazing. We have a award-winning artist in Dan Santat, who's won a Newbery, written by Jonathan Stutzman. And the language in this book is really, simple picture book language. It's got a really nice rhythm, which makes it perfect for a read aloud, great bedtime. And it is, there's a poetry to the language as well. It's very, very pretty, very rhymey, great read aloud. I think this is the kind of book that the kids will, when I recommend kids books or picture books in particular, I think the biggest thing is the repetition factor. You want the book that the kid's going to tell you, read it again, and read it again. And those are the ones that get read and reread. And the lesser books get tossed by the wayside. So I think there's definitely, this is one of those books that goes right to the top of the stack. It's going to be well worn after the first year, after the first child, and it'll get read to the next kid. And it'll be a family favorite. Very, very cute. And the premise is all about a little girl. This is a very animated fantasy is what it is. It's a young girl who gets a teddy bear. And you go full circle with your teddy bear as you play and love your teddy bear. And then you put him aside. And then maybe one day he gets to come out again. And it's really, the teddy bear is this phenomenon. I have a sister who is not at all too terribly sentimental. She got her teddy bear. And she keeps it on her bed, and that she's had since she was like 2, and like nobody can mess with it. It's gone through my kids, it's gone through my grandkids now, and they're always like around the tip. My daughter, who never played with dolls or bears, she got a teddy bear that she takes with her everywhere. So it's a strong archetype, the teddy bear. So I'm really, really excited. I think it's a book that's I'm really happy to sell. It's the kind of book that's easy to recommend. You can just pick it up and give it to anybody with a kid or any adult even with it, and throw a teddy bear in there with them.
Exactly. Do a little package together. That sounds really cute. Is that out tomorrow? Is it relatively new, or is it's been out?
No, that's out. That came out last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Relatively
And
new.
Wiley comes out tomorrow.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Shannon, close us out. What's your lightning?
Lightning round is National Book Award finalist, or long list, I should say. Cloud Cuckoo Land, Anthony Doerr. How Do You Follow Up? Pulitzer Prize winning, sold a gajillion copies, All the Light You Cannot See. You, 7 years later, you write Cloud Cuckoo Land. It's giant, it's gorgeous, it is. I don't know if I've read when the last time I've read anything better, or that was like more touching and like just brought more empathy and humanness and the love of books and the love of story and how they all affect us. So it is the story. It's set in during the siege of Constantinople. It is set in present day Idaho, and it is set on a spaceship in the future. And only he could bring these threads together without like making you lose your mind, but he does so magically. I just like, you all are book lovers because you are watching Tea Time. So it is a book that every book lover needs to read, I feel, and it will remind you why you read.
And 100%.
Right, and he's gonna be doing an event with Warwick's October 1st, so get your tickets. And this beauty lays down, goes on sale next Tuesday, the 28th. So order your copy now. Don't miss out.
Don't miss out. It is, and don't be intimidated by the size of it. It's just like, it is, every word matters. Because sometimes in the bigger books, you're like, oh, no, this is like, don't be intimidated by the size. It's honestly one of the best books I've read in so long. It's so good. The event's at USD. So October 1st. So next Friday, 7:00. We're not going to be recording it. So if you're in San Diego, this is your chance to see Anthony Doerr live. And he's got a PowerPoint presentation he's going to be doing. And I don't think not only does nobody write a book the way Anthony does, nobody tells a story like Anthony does. So seeing him live and in person, if you're bring your book clubs. It's going to be so good. Can't wait. Okay. This week we have so many events this week. It's really not even funny, but we talked last week about how many events, how many good books are coming out this fall. And there are so many good books coming out this fall. It's crazy to try to keep track of all of them, but there's also a ton of great events that are happening. So Leon Moriarty, Thursday, Cassandra Elvira, we're selling tickets into Elvira. She's going to be with Peaches Christ on Thursday. So come and join in on that one. That I can't wait to watch that event. We have just so many things going on. It's Nancy Goldstone, Laura Morelli will be with us tomorrow, Steven Pinker's next week, and Anthony Doerr. So it's just a plethora of things for you to watch virtually and to come to live. So check out our website, get on our e-blast. Everybody have a good week reading. Always great having you. So I'm going to take us off of Facebook and recording. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.